Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the webinar. This is Heather Creven from Nebraska Recycling Council, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Nebraska Recycling Council is a statewide, member-based, charitable nonprofit supporting collaboration between communities, businesses, solid waste, and recycling industries to improve recycling collection and infrastructure. Our mission is to maximize the economic and environmental benefits of resource recovery in Nebraska. With the Internet of Things entering every facet of our lives, it should be no surprise that smart technology has entered the waste and recycling services market. In this webinar, you will learn about route optimization to curbside cart tracking and communication, how new technologies are being employed that create efficiencies, provide a safer environment for employees, and help manage assets. Today you will hear from three leading companies, Grid Waste, Rubicon Global, and Cascade Cart Solutions. Our first presenter will be Walker Lunn, founder and CEO of Grid Waste. Walker Lunn is an environmental entrepreneur. Grid Waste is an online exchange for waste and recycling services that helps waste generators reduce waste, costs, and the environmental impact of waste collection logistics. He is the founder of NV Relation, the leading food waste composting service provider in the Washington, D.C. metro region. Walker has consulted to the World Bank and Conservation International and has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Hotelling Magazine, NPR, Smart Planet, the Washington Post, and HotelExecutiveOnline.com. He is a graduate of Cornell University School of Hotel Administration, and he lives in Washington, D.C. with his wife and daughter. During this webinar, please type your questions in the chat box as they come to mind, and they will be answered at the end of each presentation. A recording of this presentation will be available following the webinar on our website at www.nrcme.org under the Resources tab on the Webinars page. Thank you again for attending this webinar, and as I turn the presentation over to Walker, there will be a slight delay before he begins.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before I begin, I just want to double check that everyone can hear me and see the presentation I've got up on my screen.
I can see it and hear you.
All right, terrific. It's an honor to be here, really excited to be invited. Thank you, everyone, for organizing and taking the time to participate or to listen in, or if you're reviewing the recording later, taking the time to check this out then. I am Walker from Grid Waste, and today I want to talk a little bit about selling waste removal services online. And our pitch is really about businesses and consumers. Really, everyone that we touch, we know, loves shopping for just everything online. And what we're going to talk about is going to be a lot about how we're here to enable that. Starting from the really big perspective, we walk around today, and this picture is really what we see everywhere. We're doing as much as we can, as efficiently as we can. And a lot of homeowners or renters, a lot of small business owners, a lot of property managers are turning to their phones more and more, or their tablets more and more, to solve problems and to just get things done quickly. And that becomes more and more important as the thing they're solving is something that is what I would call a need, but not a value add to their business. And what I mean by that is, if you look at this picture for this entrepreneur who's running some kind of a food truck, a value add is going to be some kind of menu development, something that's going to bump his price up. But the waste disposal that he's going to need is not going to be a real value add for his business. Although as service providers, I can relate, and some of you listening may relate, there are things that we can do to add value to him. But he's thinking of, I want to solve this problem and really focus on creating value for my customers. One of the things that we really like to point out to people who we talk to about what we do is that 52% of business-to-business buyers research products on mobile. And mobile is really a key word in this statement. We're talking about that previous picture where we're talking about on a tablet or on a telephone. So many of the websites that waste haulers have, so many of the websites that merchants have are not mobile friendly and don't provide the full information that people are looking for. If you look at industries that have really mastered selling through online and selling through mobile, they're able to answer all of the questions, they're able to deal with all the different user scenarios, and this is something that we're really working to help waste removal service companies tackle as well. The Harvard Business Review released a paper where they reported that responding to leads within 1 hour is over 60 times more effective than waiting longer. And the study, I don't have the stats in front of me. If you go to our blog and you check out our pricing article, there's a little bit more about it there. And I think there's a link to the article. But the study researched something like a couple thousand companies. And this statistic is really profound. And we ask, well, what happens if you're able to respond to a lead instantly? What happens if when they come to your website, you're able to answer their questions and provide them the service that they're looking for without them having to pick up the phone, without them having to check anywhere else? What happens to your turnover then? Are you able to capture that customer even more effectively? Forbes has another highly cited article where they state that 71% of internet leads are wasted. For those of you listening to the call, if you're looking at your online traffic and you look at what your sales funnel is for that online traffic, it's really hard to tell who's coming to your website and then picking up the phone. You might have the systems in place to do that. Most of us don't. But beyond that, if you've got a sales funnel on your website where they're able to come to the website and work through and actually check out how many of those leads that you're getting there, or even if they're not checking out, even if they're filling out a form, how many people are able to navigate to that form? How many people are filling out that form? And once they fill out that form, when you reach out to them, are you able to get them? Are they giving you an accurate address, an accurate phone number? Are you reaching out to them in time that they're still actually in the market for the service that you're providing? 71% of leads wasted. We're paying per click. We're getting paying for all sorts of different marketing. To waste 71% of these hard-earned leads it's really astonishing. And we put this up here because, again, this is something that what our platform is trying to do for waste removal service companies is help them take advantage of this and not waste those leads, not waste those visits to their website or to our marketplace. What we really want to emphasize is how industry is evolving. And that's what this slide is really about. When we say be where they're shopping on your site and ours, we facilitate selling your services on your website and on our marketplace. And I like to draw the comparison between what's happened in, say, the airline industry, where if you look in 1960, IBM developed Sabre, which was the first pseudo-digital. It was pre-internet, but travel agents could call in and get quotes for airlines, and then hotels rolled into the system shortly after that. And people started to embrace some price transparency in favor of the speed of quoting, and this was really the first step into what is now online e-commerce. And then you think about how that's evolved in 1997, a long time ago at this point, was Amazon's IPO. And then in 2004 was Google's IPO. So you see how this is progressing, and you really think about how search has changed and how e-commerce has changed and how more and more people are looking to solve these problems online. Because people are looking to solve these problems online, when they're able to do so, particularly if they weren't able to do so before, they become delighted. And we've all had the experience where we've got a restaurant or a hotel or a plumber or some service provider that we work with that has delighted us. And what we then become is we become the promoters of that business. We tell our friends, we tell our families, well, you got to check this out. And we go back to that person and we spend more. So delighting the customer by making things easy is really, really critical to really kind of expanding on your revenue. I would also, again, I mentioned we've got on our blog, on our website at gridwaste.com, we've got a great article called Price Like a Boss. And there's some really interesting information in there, some of my personal thoughts about how to expand the growth opportunity in your marketplace. And this sort of feeds into that. When we talk to waste removal companies, there's a lot of hesitation about selling products, about selling their services online. There are a lot of really valid reasons that they can't do it. And what I'm here to tell people is all of those reasons that you couldn't do it before are reasons that you can now. People talk about the site visits. They're concerned about price confidentiality and their competitors not having their prices. They're concerned about building the relationship with their customers. They have complex pricing structures. They're concerned about market segment-based pricing. Well, I need to charge more for this type of business than for this type of business, or for a home in this area than an apartment building in this area. They're concerned about how far customers are. They're concerned about the customer knowledge and how that affects the pricing, and they're concerned about payment processing. And all these things are things that we've baked into our solution and things that we address. And that's why we say all of the reasons that you couldn't are really reasons that we can help you sell online today. So what we do as Gridwaste is we sell your services online. We help you, we provide you with a price zone as a service provider. We're able to map out pricing based on geography, on segment, on container type, on schedules, front load, rear load, roll off, on extras like extra pickups or overflow or contamination. And it's really incredibly flexible, so the sky's your limit there, and that's why we say and more. We provide a marketplace solution. So when you list your services and you use our platform, not only are you able to sell your services on your website or on a special page or on a landing page or on a squeeze page, we list your services on our marketplace, and then we build marketing campaigns around that so that when people come and shop on our site, they're able to sign up for your services. We provide anonymous and branded solutions for haulers that are looking to put their brand out there with their price and really brag about being a price leader, or anonymous if you want to kind of hide your price and but still really compete. When I talk about on your site, what that means is we give you tools where you can use the same technology to really capture leads and convert them into paying customers on your site as quick as they're willing to work. The shopping experience is sleek. It's a lot like shopping through any kind of shopping cart plug-in or Amazon or something like that. We provide marketing for your services, and then we provide a lot of data around how your bids are performing, and basically provide a degree of sort of price and bid analytics for you in your account system. So it's really about combining strategy and distribution, converting visitors, getting you exposure, and bringing you insight. So ultimately, what Gridwaste is about is we just love selling your services online. That's the end of my presentation. I'm going to really quickly show you our website and a couple tools briefly. If you haven't been to our website, it's www.gridwaste.com. Up here on the right is our blog link if you want to check out the pricing paper that we recently put up. When a visitor comes to our website, they start with searching with the zip code, and they're able to select a type of business or home that they're in. When they submit their search, I've loaded this ahead of time just to make sure that things were super fast for you guys. When they submit their search, they have these filters where they can refine their search even further by talking about the type of waste that they're trying to handle. And we're not all about solid waste or recycling organics. If someone offers something that's like really esoteric, we want them to list that service on here. So if you're doing e-cycling or recycling bakery waste or something that's very niche, we're really looking for that. A lot of the traffic on our website is for people who are looking for solutions to unusual problems. They're able to refine their search by container type, by schedule type, by contract type. The list goes on. So they're really able to do a very sophisticated search. And then what we do is we give them pictures of the containers. They're able to take a look. They get an instant price. They can add it to a cart. They can review the details about that service. They can see what's accepted and what's prohibited. They can get, if they scroll down, they can see the type of container, approximate dimensions, the capacity, the schedule, and again, they can add this to their cart. And they can check out, and through the checkout process. We capture more information, we capture their payment, we capture their start date, we get them set up. If they're not ready to start, they're able to pull a quote and hang on to that in their email until they're ready to start, basically. One last thing I want to show you. This is what's happening on our marketplace. We talked about selling your services on your site. This is a company that has put from our tool. This button is an HTML snippet that comes from our system. It's totally customized in our system. You pick your colors, you can input logos and pictures, and we'll put in an address that is in their service area. Let's see, Massachusetts, bear with me here. And you'll notice that a lot of this looks like some of the things that you saw on our marketplace. These guys do an organic service, but they've got their logo in here in custom colors. And you're able to select a schedule. You can pick the containers that they're looking for. If there were more than one service, you would have been able to select that and then work through each one. You can put in your name, and they're capturing, which is both they're capturing leads. And once you put this in, let's see. I'm going to get a quote myself. And now we've got a quote. They've got their logo. They've got their, let's see, I think I need to scroll down a little bit. Scroll down here. We've got some schedule options here. They've got a custom container picture in there, so they're not using our stock images. Price, and I'm able to add that to the cart, or I can click next and look at what other packages match my search. I can go through, add it to my cart, and then eventually check out. So that is pretty much an overview of what our technology does and the value that it drives. Again, we're trying to sell your services on our marketplace and give you a way to really easily sell them on your website. It's something that you can put on your homepage for visitors to come to. It's also a tool, as you saw here, you can email that to yourself, or you can email it to a sales prospect. So it's also a tool that you can use to manage a sales team, where you can push quotes through that system out to prospects, and that way manage and track the bid performance of those quotes. And it's all coming through the price settings that you've put in, so you've got really terrific control over that and some really nice feedback loops on the back end. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. I believe it's time for me to turn it over to questions.
Thanks, Walker. We do have one question. Are you servicing anyone in our area, in or around or close to Nebraska?
Oh, you know, I meant to check that before I signed on. I don't think that we are, but I would have to double check to confirm.
Okay. Thank you again for your information and the presentation. Our second presenter will be Rubicon Global, and Carrie Grubb is the director of the Rubicon Pro program for Rubicon's partner haulers. She manages strategic relationships to help their network of independent members reduce overhead, lower costs, and grow their businesses. Her roots in the waste and recycling industry started with her father, who spent his working life with hauling companies and equipment manufacturers. Before joining Rubicon, Carrie was a member of the outside sales team with Republic Services for 3.5 years, placing trash and single-stream recycling compactors and containers in many high-rise office buildings, condos, and apartment complexes in the downtown, midtown, and Buckhead areas of Atlanta. In addition, we will have Maui Roscoe, who is the public policy manager at Rubicon Global. She joined the Rubicon Global team in April of 2017 as a public policy manager. She is responsible for leading the company's outreach to local governments, as well as organizing national and local campaigns aligned with Rubicon's policy innovation. Prior to Rubicon, Maui has held positions across the public and private sectors in government affairs, public relations, communications, and economic development. She is passionate about combining technology with public policy to help cities reach innovative solutions to improve quality of living across neighborhoods and around the country. And we will also have Samantha Pagorni, the product manager for Rubicon Global's Smart City app. She is responsible for the design and functionality of the application, as well as leading the launch specialist team through every seamless technology launch with their hauler network and city partners. She has held positions in the finance department, customer success, data integrity, and now IT. She came to Rubicon with over 5 years of waste experience, working for a couple of different hauling companies where she gained her knowledge of the industry that she applies to the technology. Sam is passionate about designing technology that helps eliminate pain points within the waste organization and improving efficiencies. Again, as questions come to mind, please type your questions in the chat box and they will be answered at the end of the Rubicon presentation. As I turn the presentation over to Maui, there will be a slight delay before she begins.
Hi, can everybody hear me? Heather, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for hopping on. And Heather, thank you for inviting Rubicon to present today. My name is Maui Orozco from Rubicon, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Sam Pagorni and Carrie Grubb. So I'm going to kick us off with a kind of high-level overview of Rubicon as a company and what our Rubicon Smart City product is, and then Sam and Carrie will take it away to go over a deeper dive of the technology and talk about some of the services that we provide to our hauler partners. So Rubicon Smart City is a cloud-based technology application that was created to improve waste and recycling services. So the company itself started in 2009, originally on the commercial side of business. So our customers were large national accounts and small and medium-sized businesses around the country. And we connected these businesses with our vast network of 5,200 private haulers around the United States. And that was our model for a few years. About 2 years ago, we developed a technology for our haulers called Rubicon Smart City. And what that is essentially is an asset-light application that's accessed through a smartphone. And that smartphone is then mounted on a portable mount directly onto the dashboard of garbage trucks to serve as a data collection tool. And so not only did we develop this technology, but we also expanded its access from haulers who provided commercial service to haulers who provided residential services or held municipal contracts, particularly cities that owned their own fleets. And so right now we are partnered, or we have pilots going on with 3 cities, the city of Atlanta, Columbus, Georgia, and Santa Fe, New Mexico. And what that means is that every single garbage truck that is owned by each of those cities has Rubicon technology inside of those trucks. And so Sam will do a deeper dive into what that technology looks like, but at a high level, the technology kind of collects 2 buckets of data as it travels around the city. So the first bucket is operational data for insights on fleet and driver activities, as well as route efficiencies. And that's the kind of data that would be interesting to public works or sanitation departments. The second kind of bucket of data that we collect through our application is city sustainability data, like contamination types or neighborhood recycling rates. And that sort of data is valuable to sustainability or resiliency departments. So what we like to say is that our technology kind of helps these 2 departments achieve their goals by bringing them together on one platform and providing them with valuable data. And so that's kind of the high level of Rubicon as a company. And now I'm going to pass it over to Sam to take you guys through what that technology looks like.
Thanks, Maui. So as Maui mentioned, our technology runs off of a mobile device that's placed in the truck. From a driver's perspective, what it does is it collects service confirmations in real time. We have functionality for commercial, residential, roll-off, rear load. So no matter what the route or the truck type is, we've automated service confirmations. It also provides vehicle tracking. We always know where the phone is, so therefore we always know where the truck is. And it enables documentation. So as drivers are going through disposal facilities, they're entering in weight ticket information. It can relay notes back and forth. And all the data that's being collected in the app feeds to a portal or a website where you're getting all that information in real time. We create daily reporting and operational insights, which I'll go into in a minute, and it just enhances communication with drivers. So what does it look like? If I am a residential driver within a city, these are the main screens that I'm looking at. Every one of these dots represents a location to be serviced. They start that orange color, which means they're in the scheduled status. And as I go through and drive my route, they automatically turn green when they're serviced, or if there are issues, I can flag a reason code and it will change the map different colors. If I have 1,000 bins and I service 1,000 bins, I don't need to touch it at all. You will get a timestamp for every one of those service locations. But if I get to a house that doesn't have their bin out, I can hit enter exception, bin not out, and then I get a pop-up of the closest addresses and I tag the address that I'm referring to. For any of these reason codes, it can also take them to a picture screen. So if I encounter on my route a contaminated recycle bin, I tag the address and then it pulls up the picture screen. I can take a picture of the bin. That picture is tagged with the location, the time, and the date, and that picture feeds right back to the portal, and it can be emailed out to a customer. This is an overview of the dashboard that all of the information relays back to. In the top left corner, you can see your service stat. How many jobs are there on schedule for today? Where am I at in terms of percentage? How many have been completed? How many are still in progress? And how many am I unable to service? So depending on truck type, you can hover over the bar graph and get that information. On the lower part of the screen, that's our vehicle tracking. So you can see on a map where all of your vehicles are at any point. This updates at least every 30 seconds, if not sooner. The colors represent the different truck types, and I can click on any of those icons to take me directly to that driver's route. In the top right corner, these are our fleet insights. And what they do is we take a lot of the data that we're collecting and we do some analytics behind it to give you operational updates that you can take action on right away. If a driver has a low percentage of their route complete and they've been on the job for 6 hours, you might want to know that and call that driver and find out what's going on. If the phone battery is about to die, you might want to know that because you're going to stop collecting data for that particular route. So we have daily insights and we also have reporting capabilities. Tons disposed. As drivers are going through those disposal sites, you can see not only by the driver, but on a fleet level, how many tons you've disposed that day, average trip time, pickups, all of this information, once you get a baseline of data, can help you make better decisions for your operations. We also have some insights based off of the truck, so particular fault codes, off of the route in terms of efficiencies, as well as drivers, for instance, speeding instances. And I'm going to hand this over to Carrie, who can talk to you about Rubicon Pro.
Thanks, Sam. As Sam showed you, our technology provides valuable insights, and those insights suggest further action. Now, Rubicon Pro is Rubicon Global's purchasing solution, which complements those insights. The Rubicon Pro buying program connects haulers and fleets with elite companies that provide value-added goods and services to the waste and transportation industries, such as tires, fuel, equipment, and insurance. Now, Rubicon has leveraged our reach to secure special pricing and offers, which we then pass to independent haulers to help them level the purchasing playing field. Now, these goods and services tie to insights within our technology. For example, speeding drivers not only affect public safety, but can cause expedited wear to your trucks, potentially increase insurance premiums, and burn up your tires and fuel. Rubicon Pro offers solutions for discounted brake parts through a national outlet. You can request an insurance quote from a company that is well-versed within the environmental industry, buy original tires or retreads at special pricing available to Rubicon Pro participants, and save on fuel costs at the pump or in bulk tanks. And finally, if that driver were to get cited for his or her speeding, our driver file management partner would receive notice of the incident and notify you to take appropriate action. You can request more information about any or all of the Rubicon Pro buying solutions at our website, www.rubiconglobal.com/pro, and there's no cost to participate. On behalf of Maui, Sam, and me, Carrie, we thank you for your time this afternoon and look forward to your questions and comments.
Thank you, Maui, Sam, and Carrie. We do have one question, and again, it is based geographically. What area would be the closest that you are serving to Nebraska?
We have several commercial customers that we manage their waste and recycling portfolios within Nebraska. We are not currently working with any of the municipalities in Nebraska, but would love to expand our city product to that state.
Great. And with that, our last presenter will be Matt Mays, who's the Regional Sales Manager at Cascade Cart Solutions. As part of the Cascade Engineering family of companies, a leader in plastics, engineering, and manufacturing, Cascade Cart Solutions offers a broad range of innovative containers and services for residential and commercial solid waste, recycling, and organics collection programs. Matt will introduce Cascade solid waste and organics collection programs, along with their management portfolio from rollout carts to rugged radio frequency identification solutions and seamless services that streamline operations. Matt Mays has been in the waste industry for nearly 12 years. His tenure with Cascade began in 2011 with their radio frequency identification group, and he is now a proud member of the Cart Solutions sales team. Please, again, type your questions in the chat box, and they will be answered at the end of the presentation. And as I turn the presentation over to Matt, there will be a slight delay before he begins.
Good afternoon. Thanks very much, Heather. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me today. I've got to say, I've enjoyed all the other presenters today. They've been very informative. So I hope I will do the same for all of you attending today. Today I'm going to talk about a little bit about Cascade Cart Solutions, a division of Cascade Engineering. And so I'm just going to dive right in. Cascade Engineering is based in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a privately held corporation, which was founded in 1973. This slide just depicts the market diversity of Cascade. Cascade, being based in Michigan, really got their start in transportation just down the road from Detroit. And we do a lot of the unique plastics, you might say, for automotive and like dash mats and things like that for vehicles. But we also are in a lot of other markets: agriculture, water filtration. You can see custom resin development. But then we have the environmental services group, which I'm a part of. We have invisible waste services, which is door-to-door pickup of waste, extreme RFID, and of course Cascade Cart Solutions, which we'll talk about. Cascade Engineering and our family of companies, we pride ourselves. We talk a lot about a few things, well, a lot of things, but the triple bottom line is a focus of Cascade: people, We care about the people that work for Cascade, planet, and our environmental responsibility, and you'll see that coming up in another slide, as well as profit. And you know, if we have good people and we do the right thing for the planet, then our company will be financially successful. Speaking of environmentally responsible, Cascade is a B certified corporation. Now, if you're not familiar what a B certified corporation is, basically it's an assessment of corporations in 5 areas based on environment, workers, customers, community, and government. And they go through a rigorous process every 2 years. And B corporations are certified by the B Lab to meet those standards, and then they're part of this part of the or they're certified, and then they're labeled a B certified corporation, and Cascade takes that very seriously. We also very social focused. We talk about people. We're welfare to career, armed forces to workforces, diversity and inclusion. We also, you may have heard the pink cart as well as the Alzheimer's carts. The pink cart was started by our current Vice President, Joanne Perkins, and both her mother and grandmother passed away at the age of 51 due to, excuse me, breast cancer. Once she passed the age of 51, she wanted to do something to pay tribute to them, and they came up with, she teamed up with the American and Canadian Cancer Society as a dual citizen of both countries, and they came up with the pink cart program. So for every pink cart that is purchased, $5 per cart is donated to the respective cancer society, and we're just short of $500,000 that's donated. So in terms of what we're here to talk about today, and thanks for listening to that brief summary on Cascade Engineering as a whole, we have the cart solutions, extreme RFID tags, as well as Capture It technology and services. So the Cascade Cart Solutions brand, or the carts, were founded in 1989, and to date we have well over 20 million carts sold, and we make them in a variety of your standard cart sizes, and you can see the carts there. What's unique about the Cascade cart is in 2011, Cascade started putting RFID tags in all of their carts. They saw that the technology was coming, and Cascade was starting to get into the technology, and so they made the decision in 2011 to put RFID tags in all of their carts, no questions asked. And Cascade makes their own, we make our own RFID tag. In fact, we have our own RFID company called Extreme RFID. And what's unique about our RFID tag is, if you're not familiar with an RFID tag, you see the inlay here in the, right at the bottom, right here where my cursor is. That inlay is encapsulated in plastic, and what that does is it gives it a very high IP rating, or protection rating, for the RFID tag. So protects it dust, cold. It can work down to -40 and continually work in that environment, but also in the physical environments of the solid waste industry. The Extreme tag can handle those conditions. If this antenna inside gets bent at any time or damaged, then it causes the RFID tag not to work, and thus the reason we encapsulated those tags in plastic and then put them in the cart. We have a wide variety of tag options. We have the tag, the snap-in tag, that's in all of our carts. We have a retrofit tag for those carts that are older, that need, or that people would want to retrofit. And then we also have tags that are available for commercial containers. So 2, 4, 6, 8 yard containers, as well as roll-off boxes. And here's just a picture of the retrofit tag right there. And it works on virtually any container out there, and it just click locks under the lip of the container. So you might be wondering, as this little person is here, what can we do with all these tags with the carts, or as you see the picture with the truck system there? Well, Cascade went ahead and decided to develop their own asset management platform. So if we make 2 million carts per year, we deliver probably 1.5 million carts per year. We have our own assembly and delivery teams that go out and deliver 1.5 million carts alone. And so therefore we went ahead and made our own asset management software. So instead of tracking serial numbers by pencil and paper or laptop and so forth, we developed CartLogic. And in summary, CartLogic, which was designed by Cascade, is a web-based software solution for tracking, maintaining, and reporting on your entire cart fleet. And really, hands down, probably the most user-friendly asset management tool in the industry. So CartLogic, it's mobility or mobile. It's software on the go. It's a web-based application. So wherever you have internet, whether it's at your desktop, your laptop, or tablet, you can get access to CartLogic. It's a hosted solution, so it's minimal setup and easy to get going, and it's a low cost structure. And so there's not a lot of hardware cost, and it's very easy to get into. So you see here, here's assembly and distribution. This is what we start with when we do a rollout project for a municipality. The carts are in a truck. They're put together at the back of the truck, and this is really beneficial for each municipality or project, is to get the carts delivered and start with a clean database. And when we deliver with the CartLogic, we can match the serial number and RFID tag to a specific address. You can get the cart and the model, the size at each address, and then you can also track GPS location of each cart. Therefore, when the municipality starts with their database, so if we deliver 10,000 carts, they're going to start with a clean database of 10,000 carts of where each cart is located. Some of the tools that we use on the route include this UGrocket reader, and it's part of our Android application. So you can see an Android phone here, and then this UGrocket reader right here is an RFID reader that it attaches in to your Android device, and very simple to use and very low cost. And then here's just another snapshot of it, and it can be used with a mobile tablet. What's unique about CartLogic is that as long as you have internet access or mobile access with your phone, I'm sorry for going back up with the slides, but as long as you have access with mobile access or internet access with either your tablet or your phone, all of the transactions that are completed out in the road will update near real time. So I'm going to step into the web-based system, and then we'll look at what the tickets look like out on the road, and how those transactions kind of take place. And I don't want to get too much into the minutia, but I want you to see just a little bit about what CartLogic looks like. So once we do a delivery and we step into the CartLogic web-based platform, when we open up, we see this is what our home screen opens up into. And so basically just a basic user interface. And then if we were to have any open tickets, then they would show down here, down at the bottom. Once we click on a ticket or a customer, then we can see all of the customer profile information. We can see the card type, when it was produced, and then we can also see the serial number as well as the RFID tag as part of it. And then if you see, it's a little bit difficult to see on the screenshot, but you can see down below any tickets that have been completed or any work orders that are still left open are all part of this customer's profile there. If we need to complete a ticket for this particular customer, then we can create a ticket and either click new or delivery, exchange, remove, repair, and then we go through the process, and then that creates a ticket which is then sent down to the Android device or to the app, the web app, right? And then our person who's doing the delivery or the cart removals or exchanges, this is what they see on the Android device. So just a screenshot. So this is what, when they go to open it, they download their tickets. Here's the list of the tickets for the day. And then once they click on a ticket, this is what it tells them where they're at. So they have at this particular address, the particular route, 64-gallon trash. It was a delivery. And then once they click close, they can scan that ticket, and then that will complete, and then it will update on that particular cart profile in, it takes about a minute or two to update, depending on how frequently the system updates. Each particular cart delivery can be plotted on a map. If you would like to see that, that is a feature that's built in. So it can be plotted on a map as well. And then there's various reports, delivery reports, service reports, inventory reports. CartLogic keeps a rolling inventory. So when you want to order more containers or any type of wheels or things of that nature, it's all kept right in the reports. Cascade also offers service centers. Cascade can manage your cart maintenance for you if you don't want to take on that task, or you don't have the staff resources. Cascade can do that as well. One other piece of technology that Cascade has been in over the years and is still partnering with other partners is onboard truck systems. I'm not going to get into too much of that today, but we have been working in onboard truck systems for quite some time, and still are actively selling the RFID onboard components with onboard PCs and so forth. So that is another piece of what Cascade does. So with that, I'm just going to open it to questions and say thank you for allowing me to present just a little bit on Cascade Engineering, our company, and our carts and technology.
Thanks, Matt. I do have a question for you, and the question is, any chance that the RFID technology can measure weight or volume of the carts in the future?
The RFID technology itself does not measure weight. It's scale applications. So if, like within this particular system, and this really isn't a good depiction of it, but in a front load system or in a rear load system with a tipper, they would be able to put a extensiometer, is the term that they use, and they can measure that with a scale system. They can still capture the RFID information and marry it with the marry it at the same time with the weight, along with the collection verification. So again, not to get too much into it, but the RFID is really capturing the collection verification, and along with the GPS is collecting the location verification, right? And so then if you put the scale application on there, then you can marry those three things together for that particular collection point, which will then give you the weight to go with it. But to my knowledge, there, in terms of an automated ASL solution, I don't know that there is a scale application for that.
Okay. And again, thank you to all of our presenters and everyone who attended this webinar. A recording of this presentation will be available following the webinar on our website at www.nrcne.org under the Resources tab on the Webinars page. Have a great day.